Today I'm going to run you through how to integrate maps with D&D tools. It's going to be quite a long video. We have a lot of ground to cover. So first of all, we're going to start with the map controller. And how do we set up maps inside D&D tools? So you'll have your main prefab for D&D tools in your master scene, and on the controller you should have a map controller. If not, you just need to check your prefab, make sure that it's got that on it. In here you'll have your startup map. This is the map that will load initially when the game loads, and then you can add any other map scenes that you have. Of course, these need to be in your build so that you can load them at runtime. Next, we will look at the map manager. So this scene, path drawer example, I've got it loaded here. This is the map scene that we're going to load, and you can see that in the scene behind here. So in here, this is where the map manager will enable and disable the map game objects depending on if the map's visible in the game or we're showing the actual world that the players are playing in. So this list here just has a list of any objects that need to be enabled, disabled as you toggle the map on and off. Next we've got the plane. So the plane is where we paste our map, which I don't think's anything new for you. And so this just has the material on it with the texture to show the map. Next, we're going to cover location targets. So in this instance, I've got these little balls here that are the locations on the map. They just need a component on them called map location, and in here we can have a scene that loads, so that's a world where the players play, or you could have another map, so you could drill down into a city or something. So they're an either or. You can't have both of them. If you do, it'll just pick the scene one and ignore the map one. And then we have just a location ID which needs to be unique for each of these, and that number there will need to match with the pathfinding that we do, which you'll see later on. So now we're getting into the pathfinding. So we're going to look at nodes, Graphway nodes. So nodes are the different, if I look at the Graphway and I'll just zoom out here, you'll see they're these little dots on the map that we can travel to. So for this example, we might add another one in. So enable node placement. So click on here. You just need to add this Graphway script to a component to get this set up. So let's maybe just do this little village here. So we've added node number 12. Then we can disable node placement once we've finished. And that's created a new location that we can potentially go to, but we have no way to travel there yet. So that's the next thing we're going to cover off, is the Graphway connections. So in order to make a connection, we need to say where you can travel from. So in this case, we might say you can travel from 3 to 12. So all we have to do there is go click on 3, select 12, and create a bidirectional movement. And so we've got that movement there. And we just might do one other one. We'll just do 12 to 5. So 5, 12. So it's between these two cities. We'll say that you can walk down that way. We mightn't do this way. We might think that these mountains are in the way, so you can't walk along that road from the south. Connect nodes. So now you can see we've got these red lines, and we've got two connections. Next, we have to do our spline path. That's the bit that'll get drawn. So this is nothing new. So create 3D object, spline computer, and we will make that 3 to 12. You can name this anything you want. That's just handy for me. And then we add component, spline renderer, wasn't it? There we go. Now, for the materials, this bit's a bit tricky. We need to have a unique material for each one. Otherwise, as you're rendering it, the line, it will update them all if you were to share them. So these you need to be unique for each path that you make. So under D&D, things, materials. Oh, and I've got a new shader called Pathing-3, which is a bit better at making the dashes more uniform regardless of the size of the path that you're drawing. So back up to our materials. So we'll just duplicate one of these and we'll call that dash 312. And what was the other one? We had 312. And 512. 512. Now we'll just make sure that they've got pathing-3, pathing-3, there we go. And now back to our 312 one. We can then replace our material with 312. There we go. And thread, that's all good. And now we'll do our second path, which was 512. 3D object, spline computer, yep. 512. And we're going from there, there, yeah, just a little short path. And then we add spline renderer, and we just change the material over to our material that we created here. Okay. So that was that. Location targets. Oh, and now we've got a next thing is, I don't think I had this on the list. So we need, did I do a location target? Oh, I did it on I did one of them, but I've got to then also do one of these balls. So let me just pick 5. I'll duplicate that and call that 12. So this has just got the map location on it. change our handles somewhere that we can click on, and we'll just put it there. Change that to 12, and that's going to load scene dummy world 1. Okay, we'll just move this down so it's in order. Oh. There we go. So that's the last thing we have to worry about is the path drawer. So the path drawer is where the magic happens. So these have a reference to the connection and to the renderer. So we add a new one in here for our connection 312. And then we put in here 312. And we have to add another one for 512. So 512. Hopefully I've got this all set up. If it doesn't work, at least you get the general gist of it. 512. Okay, that should be about it. So we save the scene, and then I'll just unload it so we can run. Then we play our game. And now we should be able to travel from here to here. Oh, that didn't work. It loaded it. To here. That worked. So I'm not sure what went wrong with the other one. But obviously I need to adjust the sizing there. Go from there to there now. It'll just find the path. So we can go from anywhere to there now, as long as there's a path to be had. That path didn't work. Not sure what happened there, but one of them works, so hopefully maybe you can spot what I did wrong. And that's how you integrate the map controller.